Oh, welcome to the Doghouse podcast. You're here with Zach. Bad Company Mills. God, my voice is banged up today, Big Z. I got one of my special guests. It seems to be always a thing where, I got people on here I haven't seen for a decade. Another one of these decade warriors. Zach Veenstra in the studio with me today. He's holding who happens to be my new dog, Tyson. Tyson boy. What up, Z?
What's up?
How are you, my boy?
Not doing too bad.
Man, it's good to see you. I'm trying to think back to when was it the case? I mean, I always see not to get right into it, but I think whether you believe in God or not, there's just certain circumstances and things that continue to happen throughout life where people just pop back up. You know what I mean? And it's not because I don't think they're supposed to pop back up. I think for whatever reason, that happened for a reason. You know what I mean? I really feel that. So back with my mans.
Well, you know about my religious background, don't you?
A little bit, but I mean, again, you and I haven't talked for a while. I mean, you and I are always we could go 10 years without talking and still high five and hug and be best buddies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
I love that.
I see her out and about all the time.
Yeah, I love that.
No, so I grew up a preacher's kid.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yep.
You know,
Yep.
I was in church every Sunday.
Yep.
My whole life, and just that you brought the religion thing up,
yeah,
you know, I do believe that there's a higher power, but ultimately, there's a lot of different things that go into it.
that's true. Very true.
And there's certain things that have, I don't know, I wouldn't say pushed me away.
Yeah.
Things I've witnessed, things I've observed.
Mm-hmm. And
the older I got, and certain things that I learned.
Tyson, go find something to do.
It's just crazy.
And the thing about that is part of me can't blame you one bit.
Well,
but part of me also thinks, and I love that we're just getting right into it. Not all doctors are good, Zach. Just because you're a doctor doesn't mean you're a good person. Just because you're a cop doesn't mean you're a good person. Just because you are, the problem with that is I anytime you're a priest, anytime you're a cop, you're out as one of these people who are seen as a higher stature. You have to be responsible enough to hold yourself accountable to be that higher stature. And that's really the truth. I think about that even as me, I'm trying to coach these guys that from time to time and do my thing. Sometimes that just holds me together, literally knowing that people are looking at you. It's extremely important that you act and talk and walk a certain way.
Oh, absolutely.
And man, I can't say I blame you for that. And part of that hurts my heart a little bit because you couldn't be more right, and I don't know how you fix that.
I don't think I don't think there's any fixing that. I think it depends on the person.
For sure. 1,000% for sure.
Because my dad, who is still a minister, he's one of the best people I've ever known in my life.
Yep.
And he walks the walk, he talks the talk.
I love that.
He does it.
Yeah.
He is just a genuinely great guy.
I love that.
And I learned a lot from him and his ability to do that.
Yeah.
But just things that I've seen, things that I've witnessed over the course of being told what not to do, what to do, that type of thing. And then seeing people just completely turn around when they're not at a church.
Yep.
Just completely doing the opposite thing.
Yep.
It's to me yeah, do I believe in a higher power such as God? Absolutely.
Yep.
But I really firmly believe that what it really comes down to is what you put out into the world.
I think there's a lot of truth in that. Honestly, man, I think there's a lot of truth in that. The problem is that, and I love God, huge believer in God. I think maybe some people think that they can be a certain something for 6 days and maybe get right for a day.
Go to church on Sunday and say,
and then they're right
"Forgive me
back
for
to
my sins,"
yeah.
and then just go sinning again.
Then right back to the same life on Monday
I'm
morning.
not going to pretend to be perfect because
Yeah.
I sin every day.
Yeah, you and me both.
But
We
I'm
all do though. That's the thing. We
not,
all do.
I'm not going to I'm not going to just put on a front and
I feel that.
and go, you know.
That's tough.
So to me it's like,
Isaac, go find something to do.
yeah, no. So for me it's like, you know, where do you draw the line?
And I don't know where you draw the line.
For me, I'll tell you what it is for me. For me, it's the good, like I said, the good you put out in the world.
Yeah. I agree.
Because just like you coaching and doing your thing.
Yeah.
I'm also doing that. I'm coaching hockey.
Yep. Which I love, by the way. I seen something recently that you was doing some stuff, which man, I love, by the way. It's good to see you back in the game doing your thing. You've always loved that. And honestly, Zach, not to interrupt, dude, you really are kind of an example for a lot of people. I think that that's really awesome that that's what you're doing because, man, there's not enough motherfuckers in the world who are willing to take charge. It's true.
Well, and one thing that I've really had to learn, because I've coached different age levels.
Yeah.
And this past year I coached 14 U team.
Yep.
So like we got kids going through puberty. We got kids who are like dealing with emotions and struggling on inside and outside of hockey.
Yeah.
Like hockey's kind of an escape at some point.
Yeah.
But also that is kind of a place where things can be unleashed.
Yeah.
Because they bottle it up from like maybe let's say school.
Yeah.
And then they get to hockey and then flip out on one of their teammates.
Yep.
You know, so I've had to deal with a lot of different types of
this freaking guy. Stand by 1 second. I'm gonna get his rating. Oh, he's gonna make some shit.
He really wants that.
Yes, I'm gonna put it in the comment. Come on. We'll let him pee on the wrestling mat. He loves that. That just kind of helps the echo and some of the things when you say.
Should I use it?
No, you don't need it. You're sitting back far enough that we just don't need it. So we'll let Tyson go pee on those wrestling mats. I know he enjoys doing that. Freaking guy. So back to coaching, which I love because I want to talk about this a lot.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to add, are you doing like you got to be doing privates and stuff like that, right?
I do private lessons per request.
Yep.
And that's part of so one part about coaching a team, like especially during like in a hockey season, you coach from August till March. So it's basically a half a year.
How long's baseball season? That seems to be about the same length.
It's pretty close.
Because baseball season is long as hell too.
And like you got breaks, like you got your Thanksgiving and Christmas break and stuff like that.
Yep.
But it's a long season.
Yep.
And we travel. I've been to Wisconsin, Missouri, Minnesota, and we're just all over the place, you know. So
I mean, you got to almost go north, though, don't you? Isn't that where the hockey's at?
Well, not necessarily anymore. Actually,
back in our day it was, right? 12 years ago, 15 years ago.
Day it was, yeah. When I was playing as a youth,
Minnesota, them guys from Minnesota were bad, right?
They're still bad.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Moorhead, Minnesota is one of like the top producers of NHL players.
How is that though? It's like how do they get to
must be something in the water.
It might be.
No,
something in the water.
I think it's a culture. Also, like you're close to Canada, but like look at what happened in the. Not to get sidetracked, I have a ton of ADHD.
You and me both, which is why this podcast is great for me.
So, not to get sidetracked, but like, look at USA beating Canada in the Olympics. I was actually at a tournament
That's
in
awesome.
Madison, Wisconsin during that, and I was in the hotel lobby on Sunday morning at 7 o'clock in the morning watching Team USA beat Canada,
That's
and
pretty
it was a
rad.
nail biter. It was a
That's
nail
pretty
biter.
rad. That's pretty rad. Um,
But like these kids, you develop a relationship. You have to learn each kid and how they can be coached.
which is awesome that you say that because I just had my buddy Joey in here, who is, I, I mean, he's as much as a coach as anybody else is, but I can't remember what he said, but it was a famous football coach that said you can't coach every player the same.
You
You
can't.
you have to know each person's buttons, each person's things that's going to make them drive harder and do more. Which I agree 1,000%. I think but I mean, I think a lot of that comes with life. Like if you've experienced a lot in life, you've done a lot, you just are a common sense guy, you just know certain things, you're able to read people. There's just, I don't even know how to say it. That's how I feel about it. I'm just able to read people.
Well, I mean, to what you just said, I enjoy playing hockey. I love playing hockey,
I know you do.
and I
I don't know a
have,
lot of hockey
but
players. You're the best one I've ever met.
but I have, especially since I become a father and a husband,
Yep.
I have taken taken a higher.
Stature.
I've learned my position in the hockey universe.
Yep. Yep.
And it's not me playing. Like I still get to be around the game, but I get to teach what I know
Yep.
and I get to develop kids
Yep.
the way that I know that they should be developed.
Yep.
And to going back to how each player is different, like yeah, little Johnny over here, he could be the best kid on the team, never passes,
Yep.
but I'll be damned if he doesn't pass by the end of the season.
Yeah. 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 And you can be the best player on the team,
And
but that doesn't mean you're the best for the team.
well, right. And some kids need some pats on the back.
Yeah.
Some kids need some, are you okay? What can I help you with?
Yep.
That type of thing.
I'm not good at that part.
But then there's some kids who need the tough love.
Yep.
And it's like, I know you're better than this. I know your skill.
Yep.
Step it the fuck up
Yep.
right now.
Yep. Yep. That's me. Like if you want me to be great, you're gonna have to put your foot in my butt. And I don't even like it that it is that way, but it is that way for me. You know what I mean?
I would say that's the most challenging part about coaching is being able to level with each individual kid
Yep.
as a person.
Yep.
Because like especially at the 13, 14-year-old age,
Yep.
their feelings get hurt so easy.
Yeah.
And
I've noticed that in here.
and like you don't want to hurt their feelings. You want to push them to be great.
Yeah. But you got to break
but
them to get them there.
well, I don't know that. I don't know though. That's what I've learned
I'm hearing you. I want to hear.
because that's how I grew up. Was
Yeah.
you get pushed hard and then you break and then you just push hard.
You and I are in the same boat.
But what I've discovered is this generation that's coming up.
Yes.
I I'm not gonna put terminology on it. They're a little softer,
They are. I think each generation is a bit softer, right?
but yeah,
Do you know the quote real quick about, and I don't know the exact quote. Eventually, one day I'm going to have a laptop in here. I'm going to be rocking and rolling. The quote goes something about tough men create tough times. That tough man has a child. He lives an easy life. Now he's soft. And then harder, and then harder and harder, and then back to soft again, and then harder and harder.
yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And another, it's a popular meme that's out there of it's like an older photo of an old dad picture of his hand,
Yeah.
just calloused and beat and cracked and
So
like
that, yes,
and
I know where you're going with this.
and the kid says, Dad, do your hands hurt? And he says, no. Or he says, are you hungry? And the kid says, no. And he says, do you need anything? And the kid says no. And he just keeps asking questions to the kid.
Yep.
And he says, no, son, my hands don't hurt. That's a different type.
It is.
That's a different type of mentality.
It is.
That is not being brought up in new generations.
It is. You know, and that mentality comes with levels too. There's levels of that mentality. You know, I think that I carry that mentality to a certain extent. But again, I broke my hand in my last fight and I quit on myself. There's levels to that mentality.
Yeah.
Some guys wouldn't have done that. You know, some guys would have been like, fuck that hand. They're gonna just keep doing their thing. And I wanted to and I tried, but that stuff comes in levels, you know. I gotta think the generation above me. When I think about the generation above me, I think about guys I grew up fighting with. Lawfer. Just a fucking man, you could beat the shit out of that dude and he'd sit there and smile at you and say, what's good?
Yeah.
Because he's just a fucking tough son of a bitch. Austin Akers from Hard Drive, same thing. Lonnie Scriven, Cliff Wright. I could go on and on and on about these guys who were above me at the time when I was in the gym. And when I got going at Hard Drive, I was probably 25, 26. At the time, these guys were maybe early 30s. And I'm telling you, them guys were way more mentally tougher than I was. And I got there to a certain extent, but there are levels to that. And,
well,
you know, God,
no, there definitely is. And the mental toughness, that's the first half of the battle.
Yep. I agree.
Because
I agree.
You can be the biggest, strongest person, whether it's in the ring or
on the ice. Yeah.
And you can get your shit rocked once and want to pack it in.
Yeah. That's true.
But
I've seen that happen.
I mean, okay, so Stanley Cup playoffs are going on right now, right?
Yep. Who you got?
My team.
Who is it?
Avalanche.
Ooh, Colorado. Let's go.
First team I
love it.
Since I started playing.
And I love Colorado.
Joe Sakic days.
Yes, absolutely.
Patrick Waugh, Peter Forsberg.
I love it. Yes.
So, like, they won the President's Trophy this year, which, to anybody that's listening, like, that they just got the most points in the regular season.
It's huge.
And there is what's called a President's Trophy curse, and it's not like, it's kind of like the Madden curse, where like sometimes, most of the time, it is a curse, but sometimes it's not.
Yep.
So when you're a team of that.
1 second. So when you're talking about a curse, have you ever heard of the Sports Illustrated curse?
Mm-mm.
Iowa did that. I don't remember how long ago it was, but we were undefeated like 10 games, you know. We hit the front pages for Sports Illustrated and didn't win another game the rest of the year.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
That's real. Like, are those curses real, or is it just something that we got our mind stuck on that we think is
mental
real?
Toughness?
Yeah.
And that's what this all really boils down to, because these guys on this team, like every other team in the playoffs besides the Avalanche, they're at some point or another, unless the Avalanche get eliminated,
right,
which they just swept the Kings,
right,
but
which was awesome. I did get to see some highlights from that.
At some point or another, every team that will face up against them is going to be like, we know this is the best team. They've been hot all year long. Yep. They've been on fire.
Yep.
Like, we have to bring it.
Yep.
And the Avs, like, that's where the President's Trophy curse comes in, because you can get complacent.
I agree.
You can be like, oh, well, we had the most points in the regular season, but here we are, and
I agree.
We can handle this team. Oh, no big deal.
I agree.
That team comes out firing, puts you on your heels, pushes you around.
Yep.
You have to be ready for that.
I agree.
Whether you're on the top or whether you're on the bottom. But that's what's great about sports. Any sport.
Also true.
You can be the best, and you could be at the top, you can be at the bottom, but the person at the bottom, if their mindset is at the top, they're going to compete at the top.
Yep. Nope, I agree 1,000%.
And if the person at the top, their mindset's at the bottom, it's mismatch.
Yep. Nope, I agree. I think a lot of that has to do with too, like for whatever reason, there's a lot of guys, women, people in general that let's just use the NBA for example. They work so hard to get there. Then they get there and they're like, all right, cool, I'm here. They're done, you know? And again, I think that comes with the levels part. I mean, like, I'm a professional, but I'm hardly a professional compared to like a lot of different, there's levels to all of this. And what I don't quite know the answer. I mean, there's always something to chase down, there's always something to push, but I don't know quite the answer of like you're chasing something down so big and you get there and then I don't know, you just quit, I guess. I mean, that's not really my way of doing things, but I can see it in your brain where while we've reached our goal, what now? And then you just like stop. You're just stuck. You just stop. I think that happens with a lot of athletes. I think that happens with a lot of kids. I think that happens with a lot of people in general. Oh, I'm working really hard to buy this car. I get this car. Now we're just chilling,
So what could change in your opinion? What could change in the mindset of is it a matter of just pursuing new goals after that, or do you pre pursue those? Like I know I'm getting close to this. What's
Yeah.
next? Or
I think you're right on it. That has to be the thing. But at the same time, drive only lasts so long. That's when you revert back to discipline. I say things a lot of times about, if you have done things the same way and you've continued to do them for 5 years, you're going to wake up tomorrow and do them that way. There's no way around that. You've been doing it this long. It's a
what's that
matter
the
of getting
definition
yourself
of
there.
insanity?
Is it insanity or is it willing to give it all?
No, no, the definition of insanity.
Doing the same thing over and over
And
again,
expect
expecting a different result.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
So in that term, you have to change something.
No, you always have to be growing. There's no way around that.
Well, I can tell you right now. So like you've known me for a long time.
Shit, since forever.
Let's see.
Hey, when's the last time you've been to Apple River? When's the last time you've been to Apple River?
Jesus.
We won't even go there on this podcast.
Yeah, no.
Man, that was the time, wasn't it?
That was
Oh, God, that was the time.
Sorry about that.
Wisconsin, we apologize. No, that was a trip. Man, that was probably, kid you not, though. These are little moments that, like, bro, I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have that forever.
So
Whether we were out causing ruckus or whatever we were doing, bro, we're gonna remember that forever. It was awesome.
I mean, I have a couple other stories that I could mention, but not to implicate anybody.
Hey, let them ride. We're not bad at it.
No, but to ride off of what you were saying. So I have like when you first met me,
Yeah,
I was obviously, early 20s, maybe late teens.
I think you're. God, yeah. How old were you when you started at Prolon? Do you remember? I don't think you were quite
started
21
there
yet.
when I was 16, 17.
So you were probably.
I was still in high school.
You're probably 20, I suppose, when we met.
Because I was still playing hockey in the Quad Cities.
How old are you now?
35.
35. So yeah, we were both young. We were both about the same age. I'll be 36 in July.
We're pushing 15 years.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. God, time moves so freaking fast.
Like, I have always, or I used to always make a very big point to keep myself in very good shape.
Yeah.
And because the things that I like to do, whether it's hockey or soccer or just anything like athletic, sports related, you want to compete at your best.
Right.
Or
you have to. Why compete at all?
Or at least be able to.
Yeah. Why even compete if you don't want to be great?
So I am on a journey talking about getting complacent and getting comfortable and like whatever. Like obviously like there's different things in life that change that. I got married.
Yep.
I have my son just turned 4.
which is huge. I mean, kids
My son
change
actually,
everything.
he has soccer tonight.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, he's in soccer.
And I tell every family this. The best thing to get those kids in the very first sport is soccer. The hand-eye coordination and the cardio behind it is the best sport to get those kids in to start.
Hands down. It just like the footwork.
Yes.
It's
The agility, yeah.
It's
huge. Yep, it's huge.
And like they're not playing games or anything. They're just dribbling the ball around. They're stopping it. They're passing it.
Yep.
You know, like doing the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Which is where you have to start. But so for me, like I'm not in the best shape that I would like to be in.
Right.
And I am starting a journey right now. Oh,
Yep.
I have just started a journey, but the way that you see me right now and the way that you will see me in 6 months, I guarantee you will be 100% different.
So let's add to that. I think genetics play a huge role because I'm here to tell you right now, bro, you don't even look bad. I think you've just always been like kind of a littler guy who's always, oh, you got to get the shirt off. You're hardly.
It's the dad weight.
It's the dad weight.
But there is a point. So to that, there's a point in time where you aren't when your kid is at a certain until they get to a certain age.
Yep.
Like there's a lot that goes into it.
Yep.
So like I'm supporting my wife, I'm supporting my kid, I'm
Yep.
dealing with and we there's always curveballs that life throws at you
every day.
and so dealing with those day in and day out, like it takes a toll on you. But I can tell you right now, what you just saw from me is going to be completely different from what you would see in me 6 months from now.
So what's your plan? What are you on? What's the plan? We're on a journey.
I'm on my plan.
Let's talk about it. We're on a journey. Let's talk about it. What's the plan?
Well, first of all, I'm getting more cardio in.
Excellent. You're not at the Doghouse gym yet.
I'm not at the Doghouse gym.
We need you. Hey, and I'm not mad at it. I give you a key. Fuck, come in here and get done what you need to get done. Treadmills, whatever you need. So.
Well, and that is another really tough thing that. No offense to you.
No,
people that aren't parents don't really understand.
I agree.
It's like finding the time.
Yep.
That's the big thing.
Yep.
It's finding the time, and then like, it's one thing for me to be like, oh hey Kylie, I'm gonna go work out, but also being able to be there for her to be able to do that because I know she wants to do the same thing.
Right. Correct. Yep.
So and on top of that, trying to run a business.
Yep.
Like.
Yep.
It's there's not enough hours in the day, and it's really easy in coming from that aspect to just push everything aside as far as like physical goals go. Yep. Oh, I just worked all day. I want to come home and eat dinner and
crash.
Yeah. And then we got our kid running around, like so there's just a lot that goes into it. But he's finally at a point in his life where he's pretty self-sustainable.
Yep.
He needs guidance still.
Yep.
But he's good at playing. He loves to be active, which is another reason why that's another motivation for me and for both of us to get to where we want to be. Yep. So that we can. I'm not going to let my kid run circles around me.
I love that. No, I love that. No, you're right. I love that. One thing that I think about too is one thing I really need to get better at, and I couldn't agree with you more. The kid thing. I don't have any kids. I wish I did. My time has come and gone, and that's okay. But I'm such a hard-nosed dude about excuses. And it's not necessarily an excuse, but it's hard for me to get myself there to understand, because I'm not in your shoes. I'm not in, Christian's got a couple of kids. He's trying to do his own thing. He's one of my great buddies. He's in here training. And what I tell people is there's different times to chase different things down all the time. And there's going to be a point in time where you're 4 years, you're chasing that kid around, you're doing what that kid needs, Now you're saying, that he's gotten to a certain point where now you're feeling like you can start doing your thing. That's how it is. That's life, bro. We're never chasing the same thing down all the time.
Well, I'll tell you this: it's not the first time that I have changed body types.
Right.
Like
it happens. I gotta think it happens.
When I put my mind to it, it's gonna get done.
I'm fat right now. I'm not gonna lie. I got addicted to the Scotcheroos for about a month. You know what I mean? Them Scotcheroos will tear you apart, especially if you like them like I do. I love those freaking Scotcheroos.
Yeah. So for me, I've definitely gotten a lot better at this, but I had a little bit of we had some deals going down with family issues and stuff, and
Yeah.
just kind of like traumatic experiences on both sides.
Yeah.
And it led to quite a bit of drinking to
Yeah.
suppress.
The thing about the drinking is it's just a Band-Aid,
It is. It's just a Band-Aid, and it doesn't help in the long run.
No, it doesn't do anything. Literally, the thing about it is it doesn't do anything for you. When you start thinking about like, oh, how do I grow? Well, that's not gonna happen. That ain't gonna get any of us anywhere.
No.
But you're no different than anybody else. So I mean, you can't sit here and you're just like everybody else. We're all thinking the same shit.
And so back to our earlier days, like, the drinking that I did was for fun.
Correct.
And then it got to a point for a little bit that the drinking that I did was to suppress.
Yep.
And
it's easy to get caught up.
It is. It's really easy.
Yeah.
And I've spent a long time, a decent amount of time not drinking.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that I don't drink.
Yeah.
But
it's a matter of control, but everything is.
Yeah, it's about control. It's about how you handle it.
Yep.
And it's about why you're drinking.
Correct. Yes, correct.
Because if you're drinking for the wrong reasons,
yes,
it's not going to be beneficial.
I agree with you 1,000,000%. I could not freaking agree with you more. 1,000,000%. Just like anything though, it'll snowball on you, but so will good stuff. The drinking will snowball on you. You do enough good stuff, it'll snowball on you too. Being a business owner, just like you, like I'm not doing ZMC anymore, but when I was doing that thing, man, I caught myself eating out all the time, Zach. It's, if I'm not prepping lunches, I'm eating out. If I'm not prepping dinners, I'm eating out. Or I'm coming home tired and I don't have a meal sitting there ready for me, so I'm ordering something. And
I've eaten so much gas station food in my past that I'll walk into a Casey's in the morning and be like, no.
Yeah, I love that.
Like
I'll
just not eat because like
you just know you shouldn't eat that crap.
Well, I know that, but also like it just doesn't appeal to me.
No, meaning it doesn't do anything for you either. It's not the type of fuel that you need.
No.
For your body. Your body needs a certain type of fuel.
I'll take a banana or I'll eat a piece of peanut butter toast in the morning.
I've been rolling 89-cent apples lately because I'm just like, and I mean, you don't really think about eating apples, but man, eat an apple and I just kind of feel better. I don't know if it's a knee thing, weird or whatever, but
well, you know what they say.
I just feel better. An apple a day. That's true. My teeth are screwed. Well, my teeth ain't bad.
I have to.
The dentist scares the hell out of me.
Well, I have from hockey. I have 4 crowns.
Yep.
So and they're all right in front. So like when you bite down on an apple, and like one of my biggest fears is my crown just getting stuck in the apple. And
that's scary.
So when I eat apples, I gotta slice them up.
Yeah.
And
which honestly, the better that like if you got a Milwaukee knife in your pocket, snatch that sucker out, cut that apple up. I'm the same way. I love it. So, man, I haven't talked to you forever. So, what are you doing for work right now? I know you're running your own thing. You're doing some construction stuff. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, so it's actually it's been a wild ride.
It is a wild ride.
I started it in September of 2020, right after the derecho.
Yep.
Which was a pretty peak time to start doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know,
especially around here.
I had a probably the best job that I've ever had up until that point. Working at Price Electric.
Yep.
And I was making good money. Everything was, good. Everything was, and here's the big thing. At that point, everything was like, okay, I know what I'm getting paid every 2 weeks.
Right.
I know what I'm like.
It's easy to set a calendar.
It was.
Yep.
And so I had an opportunity come across through some good friends of mine and a partner actually in the business bought us a stump grinder because how many trees were down, or getting cut down. And so we got a stump grinder, and I quit my job at Price. I wouldn't say on a whim, but it was kind of on a whim.
Yeah. You knew what you were doing, but you were ready.
I knew that the stump grinding was not going to be something that would be sustainable for a long period of time.
Correct.
But I knew it was a starting point.
For sure.
So I started.
And a lot of guys do that even on the side, bro. Grind stumps on the side, and they got a stump grind, and they make a bunch of money on the side.
So I started doing that, and then I was like, seeing all these guys doing roofing and siding, and which, to be honest, I don't have any desire to do any sort of roofing. I've done roofs before.
Yeah.
I don't want to do roofs.
I don't blame you. I didn't want to do roofs either, but I had some amigos who wanted to do them, which was cool. Which was cool. They wanted to do roofs. I was cool with that. We'll do some roofs.
I mean, so what it's turned into is I was looking around town. I was like, man, all these fences are down. Nobody's
Fences are a huge
so
thing.
I started fencing.
Yep.
And we're 6 years in.
That's awesome.
6 years in. We have done fences. We also, and like when the derecho fence work kind of dried up.
Yep. A lot of work dried up after derecho. Siding, windows, roofs, fences. Yeah. A lot of that stuff dried up.
Yeah. So as a owning a business, you're like, okay, well, what's the next step?
Yep.
So we've kind of turned into a very well-rounded contracting company.
Yep.
Like, we'll do renovations, we'll do flooring, we'll do kitchens, we'll do bathrooms, we'll do windows and doors.
What's the name of your company, Z?
We'll do decks. 5 Seasons Services.
5 Seasons Services. That's the cut. If you guys need some renovations done, you need some work done. Ooh, he's got the shirt on. 5 Seasons Services. Hit my boy Zach Veenstra up.
319-214-3634.
There it is. He's going to get you right. 6 years. Man, you're a better man than me. When I fell on my face when I was doing my thing, I had, some amigos working for me, and I had, I don't know, maybe 9 employees or something, 8 or 9 employees. Mind you, we're doing at least a roof a day. We're siding a bunch of houses. We're doing a ton of stuff, And, man, it dried up. I had all these guys. I didn't know what to do. And that's when, that hurricane hit in Florida. And I was like, well, that's the route, that's the route. And of course, fell on my face there, and it was what it was. But
did you go down there?
Yeah, so I went down there. We tarped, we were blue tarping a bunch of houses, and ultimately we couldn't get a license to do any real work down there. We were doing stuff for the civil engineers group,
right,
and basically like emergency services stuff. But after that, to get a license anywhere in those hurricane places is almost freaking impossible. I had multiple people who have even owned companies for 10 years try to go down there and get a license, and Florida was basically like, yeah, go to hell.
Well, and that's one thing that I really contemplated is like, essentially storm chasing.
Yeah,
And I know that like that can get a bad rep from certain companies
for
that
sure.
because I've heard so many I've dealt with so many customers here
Yep,
in Cedar Rapids who after the derecho, people from out of town came in, they
correct.
took their money for the deposit
And they
and
rolled
then
out.
they just did.
And it's
And
cruddy
so
that it's
like
that way, but yeah,
yeah, no, I agree. It shouldn't be that way.
no, but
And
it
so
is.
like there's kind of a bad rap if with that, but at the same time, like there is money to be made, and if you can do it, great. But for me, one thing I realized was like if I'm gonna be traveling around, the money's got to be really good.
Yep, yep, yep. And I think it can't, so like there's a way to do it. And I kind of, because of the amount of times I went to Louisiana, chased the storm down there, the amount of times that I've fallen on my face doing this, I kind of have it down now and I understand it. But for example, the reason that all of that stuff happened in Iowa is because Florida, for example, would never allow that to happen. You're not allowed to get a license. These guys were able to come to Iowa where we don't have stipulations about out of state people coming here to work, and they got a license real easy and they started doing their thing. Even if the work was wrong, right? Some people came and took people's deposits. Some people came and didn't know what the hell they were doing and fucked people's houses up, but they had a fucking license to do it. Yeah. And as ridiculous as that is, that's part of the reason Florida is the way that it is, but it's almost too tight, so that you got to imagine all of the work that there is to do there. If they think that, the only people in Florida are going to be able to get that done, it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
There's no freaking way.
You need help.
Yeah, there's no freaking way.
Well, and it's funny you say that because like I have a commercial license.
Yep.
And we don't quote me on this because I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm pretty sure we are legally able to provide services in 40 of the 50 states.
I believe it. And you know what the rest of
And
those states are? They're border states to the ocean.
well, Florida is one of them. That
Really?
Yeah.
Double check that and get back to me because honestly, I could put you on.
Yeah.
I know a bunch of people there. Double check that and get back to me.
Seriously, like because I've looked into that quite a bit. It's like, well, because it's either what's my next move going to be, and you got to be thinking 10 steps ahead.
Have to.
You have to, otherwise, when you get to that point,
you're in deep shit.
You're like
you can't wait until you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm always thinking of the next step.
Yep.
And that's how we developed from stump grinding to fencing to doing decks to doing interior work like demo like whatever like I've done some pretty solid projects that have nothing to do with what I started doing.
Yeah. Hey, and part of that is too though learning as you go. Like I'm not going to sit here and tell you I hadn't sold some jobs I didn't know how to do. Fuck, we need the money. We're going to find a way to do the job, And
well, I hate to use
that stuff's happening.
I hate to use this phrase. Fake it till you make it.
It's true though.
I hate to use that phrase because I don't want people to think that way.
Correct.
Like, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. But can you sell the job?
Correct.
If you can sell the job and you can gain the customer's trust, I have messed up a few things that I've worked on. And of course, you know what I've done?
Went back and fix it.
On my dollar.
Yeah, you have to.
Said that's not on you. I messed up. I'll fix it.
Yeah.
And I'll make it right.
Yep. And you have to, and those things are gonna happen. There's no way around those. You know what I mean? We don't know it all. That's the truth. I wish I was God. I don't freaking know it all. But I bet you I know somebody who does. Hey, I might not know it, but I bet you I know somebody who does. And so if I sold it, I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna find a way to get it done.
Well, that's another thing. So we've done work for low voltage companies
Yep.
subcontracting.
Yep.
Because that's like I used to be in that field. Um, like there's not a whole lot that we can't do.
Yeah. Yep. I love that. And I can tell you from personal experience, the homeowner loves that. You know, a homeowner loves to have one guy to deal with to get it all done. They don't want a roofing guy, a siding guy, a fence guy, and a driveway guy. They want one guy. And whether that guy is doing the work or not, that's the guy in charge of getting the work done.
Correct.
That's what they want.
Yeah. If I need to sub something out that like if the customer that I'm working with needs 100 foot of driveway poured,
Yeah.
I'll sub it out to a buddy of mine who works in concrete.
Yep. Correct.
And does it on a regular
Correct.
basis because he's going to be the professional of that.
Yep.
But they're going to be the customer is going to be dealing with me.
Correct. Correct. Yep. Yep. I agree 1,000%. I actually got into a little spat with a guy. We won't mention any names or anything, but you know, he loved to try to sub me out for jobs, but keep half the money. I'm like, bro, that ain't the way it goes. No, that ain't, bro. That's not how it goes. When you sub out a job, you are paying the guy to do the full job, the money that guy is charging you.
Factor it into your bid.
Yeah,
not
you're
yours.
getting paid to organize the job and sell it. That's what you're getting paid for, and you don't get half the money for that. That's just the truth. So I love where your head is at, because there's a lot of people out there like that.
It's a lot of people, and a lot of I have watched since I've started my business. I've watched a lot of companies that have started and fallen.
Yeah,
and I think that's one thing that, and even for me, like it's very tough. It's even tough right now.
Yeah,
like I I barely am able to pay myself.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm doing what I do, and I pay the bills that the business needs to pay.
Yep.
But in the long run, like I'm not making the money that I want to make right now.
Right.
But I know that if I can keep finding new
Yep.
doors to open
Yep.
and new avenues to drive down,
Yep.
then that's gonna give me what I ultimately want at some point.
Yep. No,
Like,
1,000%.
one of my really good mentors.
You're looking down the road.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of my really good mentors, since I started, is the owner of Lifetime Fence.
Okay.
So shout out to Lifetime.
Lifetime Fence, shout out. I had a buddy who used to work for them. I think he liked working there. He enjoyed it.
It's a family-owned business, similar to mine, but
Yep.
bigger. They've been around for about 30 years.
Yep.
And he has kind of taken me under his wing. He's shown me a lot of ins and outs. We get all of our material from them.
Right on.
He's just a great guy, and
we all need that though.
And he has definitely helped me in times where I needed help.
Yep. Yep.
I've done subcontracting work for them.
Yep.
So like there's always options out there. You just have to be, and this goes back to the mental thing.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to go after them.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to go get them.
1,000% right. In a lot of ways, I hate to use the term "take it," but it's true. You've got to be willing to go take it. It's not going to land in your lap. Nobody's going to throw $100,000 job at you and change your life. It's not going to happen. But
no, it's not.
The thing about the phone
is, on a few of those.
Here's the thing about the phone. Back when I was doing my thing, the freaking phone would ring and ring and ring, and I'd have people, "Oh, you're always on the phone. What if the next call's $100,000?"
Yeah,
because that's the truth.
Yeah,
we're living in a world where the next call could be $100,000.
You can't miss a call.
Not one. Nope, I agree 1,000%. And man, we're living in that world, and I think that's great. But
and that's fortunately for me, like that's how it's been. Like every time things have gotten tough.
Yeah.
Like you're like, man, do I give up? Do I
Yep.
do I go back do I go back to Price or wherever? Like,
Yeah.
do I find a different route to take? And then the next day, you get a call and you're like, "Hey, you want to come work at the data center?"
Yeah. Yeah. Which I'm out at the data center right now. It's where souls go to die, but we won't tell anybody else that. I'm just cleaning the road, which is
300
cool.
billion to pass around.
Oh my God. You know what's crazy about that is the government couldn't put a job together that big. That's the truth. The government could not put together a job and organize a job that big. As much as I hate that place,
They
it's
can't
true.
even rebuild the East Wing.
Yeah, I mean it's true. Word is that after the Google site is going to be the power plant again. They're going to be rocking on the new power plant all over again, which is again crazy to me because it's like, didn't we just tear that thing down in Palo?
Yeah.
Didn't we just tear that whole thing down?
No, they didn't. They didn't demolish anything. They. So I'm. You actually probably know. I'm not gonna name names, but you know of mutual friend of ours who worked out there.
Yep.
And he might be working back out there again.
Yep.
They didn't tear it down. They shut it down.
Okay.
Which basically, for in layman's terms, is they made everything like safe.
Yep.
And not like active.
Yep. 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 Yep.
But it's the building, everything, the whole plant is still there and can be fired up at any moment.
Man,
they
that's
also
crazy.
just added a shitload of solar panels out there.
I saw that. What do you think about the solar panels? Long term, short term, long term, anything. What do you think about the solar panels?
Well, I tried to bid on that fence job.
Yeah,
It was like
a stupid amount.
it was like a $5 million fence job, and DNN, which is the biggest fence company.
Hey, and before we get going, I love you. I love Lifetime. Man, I love DNN also. Cody Ayers is one of my guys.
Well,
and
I can tell you that
his grandpa
out of all the fence companies in town, no offense to your guy.
No, I'm not mad at you. That we're here to talk.
Suck my balls.
I'm not mad at you. Me personally, I like Cody, and I like Doug. I did Doug's roof. I did some stuff on Doug's house. Um, I mean, I don't know a lot about their business stature and stuff like that, but I do like both of those guys. But that doesn't say a whole lot either, you know. I mean,
well,
it's a cutthroat game. It just is.
Yeah, it is a cutthroat game, and they've been in business for a long time, like 75 years.
Yeah, something crazy. Yeah, since Doug has been around, I think Doug's got to be 80 years old. I bet 85 years old. Man.
They get a lot of work based off of their name and their reputation.
I agree. Yeah,
and like props to them for that. But they were awarded the job for the fence at for the solar fields.
Yep.
And ended up they had to turn union.
Ooh, I could see that.
So because
thing.
New Era, the the nuke plant, or the company that owns the nuke plant.
Yep.
They wanted them to be every employee or every company to be union.
Yep.
And DNN wasn't willing to do that.
Yep.
So a company from Texas ended up getting the job.
I fucking hear that.
It was I can't even, like, hundreds of miles of fence.
It's nuts.
But for me, I got to reap a little bit of that benefit because I wasn't doing the actual like around the solar panel fence.
Yeah.
But they had a property that was near the solar panel area, and they paid to have me install an 8-foot fence, privacy fence, so that they didn't have to look at it.
Yeah.
This is like out in the country.
Yeah.
And then they were going to do the whole thing with just plant trees, like buy big full grown,
like arborvitae type.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're like, we're just going to do that on one side of the driveway. We want to do a fence on the other side because it was going to be like 300 grand for the trees.
I'm sure trees are expensive as shit.
But I got to reap some of the benefits doing that, and then during the process, there was one section where they must not have calculated correctly, and one of the nearby farmers who had a cattle field, barbed wire fence,
Yeah.
they bought, they ended up having to buy like X amount of feet into his property.
Yeah.
So we had to come out, take down the barbed wire, and reroute it. So like the property's still there, but
Yeah.
they didn't have enough space or they didn't have the space that they thought they would have
Yeah.
to be able to put their perimeter fence around.
That makes sense.
So there was a couple times that we got to work with them on that.
Man, they kind of, I guess I don't really know how to think about it because we just talked about taking it, right? Sometimes you just got to go and take it. And I can't sit here and say that and also talk shit about them because that's what they did, right? I mean, so I can't really, it's hard because I can't really say that, but they tapped into our city water supply when they were told, fuck no, we don't nearly have enough water for you guys. And they were fined hundreds of thousands of dollars for that. And they were like, no big deal.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's
Water
all
off
good.
our back.
Yeah, it's all good. Which, like, I mean, God, that's fucking nuts, right?
That's gonna be the next step for this data center out there. If it gets pushed through, they want to. They're gonna have to make an incredible deal with the city.
Yep.
Because they're gonna have to pull water from the cedar.
Yep. Yep. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. Because I mean, they've got the money. I mean, there's no question about that. They've got the money. They can
think about this: $300 million, or sorry, $300 billion. That's what, just a little over half of Elon Musk's net worth.
That's what it costs to put that up out there.
No, where you're at.
That's what it costs.
By Fairfax.
Yeah,
it's a $300 billion job.
Man, that's crazy.
It is the on record highest highest dollar amount job in Iowa.
That's crazy.
It's like a different community out there.
It is a community. It's bro. No, it is literally a community.
They have buses.
Yes, bro. Yes, they've got full. I'm out on the road, so what I do is if you're coming through Fairfax, and right before you come around the bend, you take that left. You come over those train tracks here. It's 25-mile-an-hour zone, and you start rolling through. There's a 4-way stop, and there's a light that's blinking, right? From that light all the way down to that little bridge is a piece of road that I take care of. As far as like, they don't want mud and debris and shit on the road. I'm guessing that's a city thing, which wouldn't surprise me one bit. But I'm sitting there, and I'm at like gate 4. And I'm looking over, and there is a tour bus full of dudes, all with hard hats on, just waiting to get taken somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, you have to park 5 miles away.
Yeah, I'm so, and I complain a lot, but I'm blessed in the fact that like I get to park right by my machine. We've got a section of parking lot out there that's ours, where we have our, because we were plowing snow there over the winter, and thank God, because I couldn't even imagine. The other thing that I think about is I leave work every day at probably 3:30 on the dot, because if I leave at 3:35, it's going to take me 2 hours to get home, which is freaking nuts, right? And I'm parked at the very front of the damn parking lot.
What would you say? Okay, here's an honest question. What would you say the population of workers at that place is?
6,000 to 8,000. Which is
6,000 to 8,000,
which is fucking ridiculous. On any given day. I mean, of course, I'm sure.
I was thinking higher. I was thinking like
potentially. I'm not 1,000% sure.
30.
The other thing is, there's different campuses. So, like, I'm DC1 right now, which is the first campus we talked about. To the bridge. Okay. Yeah. Well, past the bridge is an entire other campus with another 5 entrances to your left. Okay. Once you get past there, there's another entire campus get into your left, maybe 2 or 3 entrances, and you go down a little bit, and then there's a campus to your right with like 1 entrance or 2 entrances. So I don't see the rest of those campuses, but you might be right. I mean, there's the potential to be right there.
Well, think about how many guys carpool together.
That too.
So I can't remember the name of the company, but a buddy of mine that I used to work with, he's working for this company who has employees that come from out of state, out of town,
Yeah.
and they literally bought so on Collins Road, it was the old Mainstay Suites, I think.
And they're all staying in there.
They bought
Their
the
whole
hotel
company. Yeah.
just for like apartments.
Yeah, because it's that big of a job.
Yeah, no, and that's
Which is
that's
ridiculous,
that's
right?
ridiculous.
Isn't that crazy?
So like think about those guys. Like they're not all driving their own cars.
No,
They're riding together.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So like the body count out there,
you're probably right. I bet you're right. I think 30,000 is a lot, but man, I think you're right. It could very well be 15, 20,000 people out there. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd like to know.
I don't know either, but
I'd like to know the numbers.
I've been on some pretty big job sites, and I've seen some pretty big job sites.
Yeah.
Nothing. I've never seen anything at this capacity.
No, you and me both. The other thing I wonder about is the longevity of like the economics in this town and how it's going to happen when that thing is gone. Because right now, let's say you're right. Let's say 20,000 people are there. Yeah. I bet 12,000-ish or more of those people are not from here. 15,000 of them, I bet, are not from here.
It's funny you say that because,
and without being disrespectful, I know for a fact
there's some illegals.
Well, I don't even know about the illegals, but like 70% of them guys don't speak English out there. That's true. I'm not trying to talk shit. That is true.
Okay,
that is true. So when those people leave, then what?
No talking shit. So my uncle is, he works with me. We work together, and he brought up the point. He's like, "Have you noticed driving around town how many out of state plates you see?
They're everywhere. Texas plates have taken over
Texas
Iowa.
Plates.
Yep.
Indiana.
Yep.
Illinois.
Yep. They're everywhere.
Those are probably the 3 biggest.
Yeah. No, but it's wild, and you're not lying. You could just drive around town and see.
Almost not every other, but I mean pretty close.
Pretty close. I mean, yeah. I agree. There's a crap load of Texas plates, Indiana, Illinois. I mean, yeah. There's a crap load of them, and I'm okay with the fact, and this is the hard line for me because everyone from Iowa isn't going to get that job. That's the truth. We're not going to be able to hire enough guys in this one state in all of their demographics that they practice in to get that job done.
No.
I understand that.
No, there's absolutely no way. Not even in the entire state.
No. So again, when you ask about drawing the line, I don't know where you draw the line. I'm worried about when all these people leave, what the economics are going to do to us, because right now, obviously we're booming. There's freaking a bunch of money around here right now. What's going to happen when that's
people are going to restaurants, people
yeah,
are going to bars,
exactly, yeah. And people would talk shit all the time. This is a great example of like, I had these amigos working for me. Oh, you've got these Mexicans working for you, and they're not doing anything for us, and blah blah blah. How aren't they? They're buying food from the grocery store. They're going out to restaurants. They're eating. They're doing things. Whether they're sending money back to their family or not, they're creating some sort of an economic value here because they're buying all of the things that they need here. We have a larger population now than what we've had. I'm worried about what's going to happen when that's
I think that's one thing that's great about Cedar Rapids in general and in Iowa City.
Yeah.
It's very diverse.
Yeah.
Like,
which is cool. I think that's great. Yeah, that's great.
We have everything.
Ames is the same way. If you've never been to Ames,
we have great Mexican food. We have great Chinese food.
Yep.
We have great, you name it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of that Italian joint, and I don't even know anybody from there, but Napoli's. Oh, baby.
Napoli's is so.
I love Napoli's.
Napoli's.
Oh my gosh, I love Napoli's. Yeah. So that stuff's everywhere, which I think is great, and we need that. I think it's important for us to be diverse, to learn from each other, but at the same time, there's a lot of bad that comes with that too. I give an example. I know my Uncle Mark owns that Dancer's Ranch up the way there.
Mm-hmm.
He's owned it for forever. The amount of amigos that have been in there causing trouble lately is a lot. I'm just keeping it real. It's true.
Yeah.
It hasn't been a problem before. Now it's a problem. I don't know where you draw the line.
I mean,
I don't know where you draw the line.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't want to. I don't really don't want to get into a political talk because
no, and I'm one way or another. You're my boy. I don't care one way or another, but yeah.
No, I know, but there's a lot of discrepancy on every angle of everything.
In every ethnicity, in every person,
whether it has to do with illegal immigrants, whether it has to do with the White House, whether it has to do with Iran.
Let's change subjects quick, can we?
Yes, please.
Let's talk about this. Bringing up the White House. This is what's on my mind right now. Outside of politics, okay? So,
are you going to conspiracy theory on me?
I might a little bit.
Oh, God.
So, if you were gonna, here's my question. I can edit anything out. Pause. Time. Go.
I gotta pee.
Go pee. Go pee.
I will keep that thought.
No, it's on there. It's been on my mind for a minute. All right, so here's what I'm thinking.
Lay it on me.
If you were to attack America, okay, when would you do it? Would you bomb the White House when everybody and their brother is there? Because I'm telling you right now, when would be the best time to do it? Tie UFC White House, right? Every politician, every important person on the planet is going to be at the UFC White House.
First of all, let me just say that I think that the UFC fight at the White House is the dumbest idea there's ever been.
I agree with you 1,000%.
You can have.
I don't think it's very smart, but
you can have.
But I do love. I like Trump, but I don't think he's very smart.
He's not smart at all.
No, I never said he was smart. Sometimes I think this though, Z, and I don't want to make it political. I want to get back to the White House thing. Sometimes I think it's just about picking the best evil. I feel that sometimes.
All right, hold on. Let's get back to your question.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you think?
I think that would definitely be a prime opportunity
to do something bad. If you hate us, that would be the time to attack.
I do think that there is going to be some probably pretty crazy security going on.
Yeah, there has to be, right?
Not just on the ground, but like monitoring.
Yeah.
Air.
Yeah.
As far as like an event, that would be a big one.
Yep.
I don't think it would have to be very elaborate.
Yeah,
for somebody to do that.
I agree.
And
I hope that's nothing at all, but that's just one thing I think about in my head.
I just think it's just a dumb idea.
It's a terrible idea. I agree, 1,000%. I think it's a terrible idea. I think the worst thing we could do is put every important person in one spot and fucking.
Trump was at the fight in Miami. Like,
yeah.
Just if he wants to watch a fight that bad, go.
I agree.
Go somewhere else.
I agree. 1,000%. I think it has to do with him and Dana being buddies to some extent. I don't know. I'm so far in my lane, Zach, that when St. Patrick's Day was going on, I didn't know it was St. Patrick's Day until I was driving through downtown. That's the truth. So I never care about like the politics and this and that. I don't even know what the hell is going on, Zach, most of the time. Just keeping it real. I'm just stuck in my lane, doing my thing. I don't know nothing.
This may or may not. This might offend some of your listeners,
which is fine. We're not here to make peace with them.
I don't fucking care. I am not a Trump supporter.
I'm fine with that.
And I don't have any problem with Trump supporters themselves. Because everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Yep. That's what makes America great.
But I do feel like there is a lot of, you said picking the lesser of two evils, right?
Yeah. Or trying to, because, and I guess it depends what you think is evil, but
well,
if we think that any of these politicians aren't crooked to a certain degree,
no,
we're full of shit.
It doesn't matter which side you're on. Every politician is crooked.
Yep, I agree.
100%.
Yep, I agree. To some extent.
Their morals might be different.
Correct.
But they're still accepting money from a nonprofit, or they're,
they're charging somebody $100,000 to put a toilet in there. When you and I, as a businessman, you'd love that job, right? Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice to get $100,000 to put a toilet in somebody's house?
I'll put fence up for the fight.
For the low, $100,000 for the low. Couple tickets, yeah. I mean, it's like, no, I agree, 1,000%.
No, but so okay, you're going to talk about like conspiracy theories. Okay, so I'm not a big conspiracy theorist.
Me either.
I like to be real. I like to see things as it is,
right,
and perceive things as they are.
Correct. Me too.
But so, in light of what just recently happened with the correspondence dinner,
yep,
and the shooter,
yep,
I personally think it was staged.
I think a lot of that shit's staged.
And hear me out. So think about this. Do you remember when it was a huge, like, Trump? I think Trump just got elected. I can't remember the exact time, but when he supposedly the assassination time,
the shot.
Ear.
Yeah.
Have you seen his ears? Since then,
they don't look like he was shot.
It doesn't look like there was a bullet that went through his.
That's the problem with a lot of this shit, Zach. We don't know.
I know, but
I hate that.
But there's a reason for that.
I agree. There's a reason for all of
it. There's a lot of shit that we don't know that the government hides from us.
There's a million things we don't know.
But hear me out. So he gets hit in his ear, assassination attempt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He has no physical damage to his ear.
Yeah.
That we can see.
Correct.
But when that happened, it was at a point when he was under a lot of scrutiny.
Also true.
So what does that tell you? Deflection, right?
Yep.
So what is he under right now?
Some scrutiny.
With the war in Iran?
Yep.
And the Congress is trying to block the ballroom?
Yep.
And I personally think that was staged to push for the ballroom so that I don't have to go to a different hotel or to somewhere else to
probably some truth behind it.
I don't know. I
don't
know the truth. I don't know.
The thing is, that's the crappy part, though, Zach. None of us know the truth. None of us really know the truth. And but
he was anti-war. He was
yep.
Down, like, I'm gonna bring your gas prices down.
Let's be honest,
look at where everything's at.
Everybody is for what the people want at first. Every politician is for what the people want at first until they get to their spot,
and then they can make their own. They can do
whatever the hell they want.
Yeah,
that's true. And so
that's why it's. Correct.
And I don't know a lot about politics, but I was having this talk with one of my buddies the other day. I think Iowa gets 5 electoral votes. And I'm not 1,000% sure on that. Don't quote me.
We don't get a lot.
5. It's 3, 5, or 8, something like that. I think it's 3 or 5. But when we vote for the president, or we make our vote, okay, our vote goes to the elector. Now that elector is supposed to vote based on the people, but he doesn't have to. There's no thing that says he has to vote based on what the people want. That elector can vote for whoever the fuck he wants to. And if somebody's putting money in his pockets to vote this way or that way, he could care less about what people want. So I have this conversation where your vote matters. I mean, it does to a certain extent. But what I really want to know is, does it really? Does it change anything? Because in the back of my mind, I don't know that it does. And I'm not saying it's not important.
See, I've battled with that same concept in the last couple elections, and ultimately, I just ended up voting against Trump.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, he is what a lot of people consider America's savior.
Right, but I don't think that that's
there is a very.
Oh, I like Trump, and we can both sit here and disagree. I don't think
there's a very culty
that he is savior.
It's a very culty following.
I agree.
The whole MAGA thing.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a very culty following.
Yep, I agree. It's very weird. It's very strange.
And that bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
Because that kind of gives me the ick and the dictator vibes.
Yep.
Like,
I get the dictator vibes.
This is one of the richest guys in the world who has bankrupted so many times.
Yep.
But yet he pushes money around and he bumps shoulders with certain people.
Yep.
And gets his way.
Part of me, I agree with that. Part of me thinks this too, though. You know, the bankruptcy and all of that. Is he the best at playing the game, or is he evil? Because the game has to be played one way. And if you're going to allow somebody options of this, that, or the other thing, and they happen to be good at playing the game, who am I to hate the guy who's good at playing the game? Now, am I saying it's right? I can't say that it's right.
I will agree with you on that.
You know,
I think that he is very good at playing the game.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the only thing that we see, Zach, is the game. Right, we're only watching the game being.
That's what a lot of people see.
Correct. You're right. Correct. I agree with that. You're right. Some people see through that. I agree.
But that's not what we need.
No, I agree. I also agree.
Because think about this.
Yep.
Whether you're a Trump supporter or not.
Yep.
Is him being in the position that he's in, which is technically the most powerful position in our country. Supposed to be. Is that him doing that for himself, or is that him doing that for our country?
That's a great question. That is a
because if he's playing the game,
that's a great question.
He's doing it for himself.
You're right.
If he's not playing the game,
he's doing it for the people.
He's doing it for the people.
Man, that puts things into perspective. There's a lot of perspective in that. I agree. There's a lot of perspective in that.
Any game that you ever played that you have lied, cheated, or steal,
yep,
or maybe been a little dirty at.
Win at all costs, Zach, right?
Yeah, win at all costs.
I mean, because that's
who are you doing that for?
Yeah.
Who are you doing
for me?
That? Yeah.
A lot of perspective behind that. I never thought of it that way. I like the way you're thinking.
I mean,
you're right.
I don't know. I'm not him. I'm not.
No, but when you break it down like that, man, there's a lot to be said. I like where your head is at on that.
I cannot stand behind the things that he says and does, because it's just so like out of this world.
It is.
Like it. I literally feel like I'm getting dumber when I listen to him talk.
I feel like,
and I agree with this. Hold on, let me finish real quick. So I will say this for Biden.
I was just gonna say. Okay, what about the last guy we had?
Okay, Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe definitely had his moments.
Yeah.
But there was never one point in time when I felt like he was all out
For himself. I feel that. I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000% on that. I could not agree with you more.
But I respect the fact that he stepped down at the last minute in the election.
Yeah.
Because he knew himself that he wasn't fit.
Right. Nope, I agree. And I also wonder, and I don't freaking know, but who really is running the shit? You know? Technically he's running the shit, but who's really running the shit? You know, I've talked to my dad. There's conspiracy theory out about this is gonna be crazy. This is gonna blow your mind. This is so fucking off the wall.
Blow my brains up.
There was a deal made once between Americans and aliens, and we made a deal with them, and they said that, hey, we'll let you have this country, but in order to have this country, we want little kids, and we're going to abduct little kids, and you're never going to see them again. They're just that little kid will just be gone, never to be seen again. That happens in this day. Little kids just are fucking gone. They never seen them again. That happens. And I think about things like that, and I'm like, God, who's really running the show? Zach? Who's really running the show? We don't know.
We don't.
That's crazy. Honestly, that's crazy. That blows my goddamn mind.
To be honest with you,
and like, there's a lot of science behind that whole thought I just said, and I know that sounds fucking ridiculous, but look it up. Get on Google and do some science. There's a lot of science behind it. It's fucking insanity. But who's really running the show?
To be honest with you, I don't. As much as I want to know,
I don't want to know.
No.
Me neither.
I want to live the rest of my life in oblivion.
I want to be in a box with you and a couple of my buddies, and that's it, bro. That's it. Oh, all right, we're off Trump. So,
wait,
go ahead.
We can be off Trump, but so talking about who is really running the show.
Your wife.
Well, yeah, she definitely runs the show. No, so speaking of my wife and a show, we've been watching this show that has been out.
Who introduced me? I'm looking for new stuff.
It's been out on Netflix for a while, or actually, I don't know when it came out on Netflix, but it's on Netflix now. It's called Homeland.
Homeland, okay.
There's 8 seasons of it, so it's a good long.
Really? Watch. Okay, cool. I might get into it. Talk to me about the show.
It's CIA, and it's like,
you know, my dad's FFA now, federal agent, and all that shit. So I really get off on some of that cool shit.
Well, so it's pretty crazy. Some of the stuff that is happening, like the show, I think first aired in like 2011 or 13 or like early 2010s.
Yeah.
But there's 8 seasons of this thing. Like this was way before Trump. This was before.
Yeah.
And it has everything to do with like terrorists in Iran and Israel and like the same shit that's happening today.
Yeah.
It's like wild. Like watching it, knowing that this was made years back.
And it's happening now.
And then seeing
it's the South Park stuff. Have you not?
I mean, Simpsons?
Yeah. Like, is that coincidental shit or what? I mean, because, man, isn't that crazy?
Aliens.
Bro, I'm telling you what, that gives me chills because it's fucking gnarly to think about. And half the people listening to this don't even know what the fuck we're talking about. You guys can go back and watch South Park episodes from 10 years ago or Simpsons episodes from 20 years ago and see shit that they're talking about that's happening right now today. And that episode aired 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's
ridiculous. Insane. Now, I gotta think there's no way that's coincidental, right? I mean, maybe it is, I guess, but that's just crazy to think about.
When I think about a coincidence, I think about me and you running into each other at a gas station.
I know. That's a coincidence. I agree. I agree. No, I agree. That's a good way to put that into perspective because, yeah, I agree.
Fuck.
I agree. All right, on to the next thing. What's next for Zach Beanster, man? We're coaching hockey. We got the family at home.
So
what's next for Zach V?
So got my boy his first set of skates this winter.
Woo, sweet. I know you were cheesing for that.
He's only been on the ice once.
That's cool.
He lasted longer than I thought he would. He lasted about 45 minutes.
That's awesome.
He's gotta get his legs under him.
Yeah.
And find his stability. I had him walking around the house in the skates.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have like little guards on them. So
I was just gonna say you have him, put the guards on and have them rolling in them.
You gotta stand up on this little bit of steel, this 1/8 inch of steel.
Yeah.
But when you get on ice, it's completely different.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. So I tried playing hockey once. You had me talked into playing hockey. I was terrible. Sports hockey player ever since. Well, hey, but I tried it. I gave it a shot. It was fun. No doubt that it wasn't fun. It's a good time. But yeah, I was no hockey player. I could fight. If you want to put me out there on my feet, I'll fight. But that's not it.
Well, you had me in the gym for a while.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, that was cool. God damn it, that was cool back in the day. So, what's your day look like tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I'm not 100%.
From a business owner, what's good? What's happening? What do you do? You wake up in the morning.
I'm waiting for some locates to be done. So if I have some utility locates done tomorrow, I'll be starting a fence job.
Yep.
On the northwest side.
Yep. What's a day-to-day look like for you? Like you're a business owner, you're a big dog around here. What's the next thing?
It's chaotic most of the time.
Yep.
And honestly, I prefer it that way. Because if it's not, then I got nothing going on.
I like living in the fire myself. It makes me feel like home.
I just try to, like I said, stay 10 steps ahead. Mm-hmm. And plan for it, and like whether that's another thing about like doing fencing specifically is like it's like mowing grass. Like you're not going to go out when it's in a thunderstorm and put metal posts in the ground. But no, I got some good work lined up. Always looking for more. We have a pretty decent sized commercial bid out for a job in Dubuque, which the company that's running it is really dragging their feet. So who knows? They've been changing things this whole time. Like,
you guys ever put up like construction fence,
like temporary fence?
Yeah.
We could. We haven't.
I gotta think there's gotta be some money in that, right? Because like
there is, but the issue with that is you have to be big enough to have the overhead,
and you have to have the supplies laying around.
Well, when the temporary fence isn't being used, guess what? It's got to be stored somewhere.
Yeah, true.
And depending on, I mean, it could be a small section of just a little job site, or it could be
massive,
a couple blocks.
Yeah,
no,
it's true. It's true.
And so, like, I've looked into that, and I wouldn't be opposed to it.
You guys ever get into landscaping at all? Like,
oh yeah,
we used to build walls and stuff back in the day.
Yeah, we do. We do walls. We do. We just brought down 3 trees the other day.
Nice, awesome. Would you say you guys are more of an outdoor service or like the majority of your work? I mean, I know you guys do everything, but like the majority of your work.
The majority of it right now is probably outdoor.
Yep.
Which when the weather is great, like it has been.
Yeah.
I'm all for, like I love being outside.
Yeah, me too.
The nice thing about the indoor work, like laying floors, or putting in cabinets, or doing a bathroom flip or a kitchen flip. Nice thing about that is it doesn't matter if it's raining or not.
Yep.
You got something to do.
I don't know about you, but when I was doing my thing, I almost like those day job's the best. Get in and out in a day, get paid a couple of days later, done. Versus some of those jobs that, even though they might pay more money, you're going to be on that job for 2 weeks. What would you rather
have? Well, up to this point, that's kind of been where I've been at. Is most jobs we can get done. I've probably only done a handful of jobs that require us to be there an extended period of time.
Yeah.
So most jobs are anywhere from 2 to 4 days.
Yep.
In and out.
That's how I like them. That's how I like them.
I did a really cool garden job for a client last year. Actually, was it last year? No, it was in 24.
Yeah.
In the fall of 24. I drove out to a place in Wisconsin, picked up 6x6 cedar posts.
Yep.
By 12 foot. And before I even started the job, when I sent them their quote and everything, I drew it up like 3D so they could see how it was laid out.
Yep.
We poured concrete inside portion of it. It's meant to be a garden.
Yep.
But the front has a double swinging gate that they can drive their side by side in with plants or whatever.
Yeah.
On concrete. There's a she shed actually that has electrical. So we routed, and I had a guy come in, good buddy of mine come in and route electrical before the concrete got poured.
Yep.
And then, so she's got power to her shed in the garden. There's 6x6 posts all the way around with trusses. Let's see if I can find some pictures so you can kind of get an idea.
So you got an overhang on there too?
No, there's no overhang. It's open up top.
Okay.
But there is deer fence around it.
Okay, gotcha. Yep. That sounds like a pretty.
It was a really fun job, and it took a lot of planning. See, this is what I'm on a journey back to.
Ooh, I love it. I'm gonna get there myself. I ain't freaking FAT. I got on the scale the other day. It said get off. I was like, all right, fine. Don't even tell me my number. Fine. Oh, that's hilarious. Ah, man, gotta get you back on here one of these times.
Wait, hold on. I'm almost there.
No, you're good. Shit, take your time.
Boy, forgot about that.
I bet you got a bunch of shit on there you don't know about. I bet same thing with me.
I'll show you. I'll show you.
Crap load of stuff on there. I bet. God, I should just go through my stuff. I need to clean my phone out. That's another thing. God, I'm just so behind all the time. Can't ever find time to get the little stuff done. Seems to be a real thing.
Do you see my Abbey Road?
Yeah, that's dope. I seen the Abbey Road.
I
seen the Kylie on the bicep there. Ooh, buddy. Yeah, boy.
So up here is the beetle, the bug.
Yeah.
And my first day of practice with the kids last fall.
Yeah.
I was doing an Indian run with them, and I'm like, if I can,
which are terrible. I hate Indian runs.
I started at the front, and I'm like, if we can get all the way around the ice arena, and I finish in front, by the time we get to the front doors, we'll be done. Otherwise, we're doing it again. And so they worked their butts off, and I was hauling, and I toe picked, and I ended up skinning my arm, taking off my tattoo.
It's a real thing for us to know that we can't do some of the things we used to back in the day.
So I couldn't find those pictures. I'll show them to you later. But
don't even trip.
I'll show you. This is what I forgot about.
Oh gosh, what do you got? I see. Yes. I love it. I love it. The butt tat. I love it. Who was it back in the day who had a freaking tattoo on their butt. I can't remember what the hell it was. They were showing it off all the time. Was it Paul? Wouldn't have been Paul. Who the hell was it?
I can't think of anybody that has one.
Damn it, I can't remember. Maybe I don't know. I'm thinking shit up. Anyways, man, love having you on. Kids class starts at 5:15. Usually they're in here by now. It's probably 4:30 or so. I'm gonna get you back on again. Any last words, bro, for the people?
Oh, I think this was great.
From Zach Beanstra in 5 seasons, baby. What's up?
All right, let's go. It's nice being here. I don't have a whole lot more to say. We got some good conversation.
Man, I love it. And I'm gonna have you in again before we get out of here. Just so you know, you, Kylie, the whole family, bring the baby, bring the kid. You know, if you need to get a workout in, bring the kid. Let him come do crazy shit in the gym. Hop on the treadmill.
He might need to punch some shit.
Yeah, you know. So you guys are more than welcome here anytime. Feel free to come through. And woo! This is a Doghouse podcast. This is Zach and Zach. We're out of here, man.